this is how we're going in because of Corona. So, wings of hope. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Healthy and Holy. My name is Rachel, and I make videos to teach and equip people to live healthy, whole, and holy unto God's glory. So, I didn't do a video last week because it was Holy Week, and I really just needed to take the space to take seriously and commemorate what He did for us on the cross. And so I hope that you also got to engage with the Lord in a special way last week as we celebrated Easter and His resurrection. As I put on my story on Wednesday, I just wanted to kind of follow up with what's going on with my back. Today I went to the chiropractor, and I received a lot of potentially scary news. And I know at first, I think with any visit of something, that they kind of give you the gamut of the worst case scenarios and anything that could be wrong. And so even still, that was scary, and it was hard, and I had a breakdown and just started crying as she was telling my mom everything that could be going on. But I'm so thankful that she is a strong believer, my chiropractor, and she prayed with me, and we just cast out fear and doubt and anxiety, and we just said, go back to the pit of hell where it belongs, and that there's no fear in perfect love, because God is love, and perfect love casts out fear. And so that's what we got to do there in the office, and it was so good. Just His peace washed over me in that time, and I was so grateful to be able just to take the space to pray after hearing of everything that could be going wrong with my body. So I wanted to be transparent with you and kind of share what's going on, since it is going to be an ongoing thing, as far as I'll have to go back a couple times next week to do some more adjusting, and I'm gonna have to go get x-rays to fully see what's going on before she does any real adjusting. She just did some massaging and light adjustments that she knew wouldn't hurt me. So first of all, it is hard to hear that anything is wrong, that there's something inherently wrong. So one of the first things she said was that my thoracic curve was too straight, which in less scientific terms, the area in your back that is right behind your rib cage, so in your upper half of your body, that should have a slight curve that goes out rather than in, and mine is pretty straight. And so it makes that whole area weaker, and if I have stress, my muscles will tighten in that area, which I knew already before, but now I know why. They are more specific to that area, and so it's important that I do exercises to keep that area in my back strong. The second thing she says was, I'll say it kind of scientifically first, and then I'll explain it to you, but the sacral curve of my vertebrae is not a gradual curve, but it's the curve is concentrated in the L4, L5 region, which means that instead of having where your butt is, instead of having a nice curve that from your spine that is natural, it kind of has the curve, but it's concentrated into just a few vertebrae, which means that there's more pressure in that area, which is like the base of my back, and that's where it's all the nerves controlling my legs are. So that's why I'm feeling numbing and tingling and cold sensations in my legs. And so I guess it was good to know why I'm feeling those things. But then again, scary to know that like those are things that can't really be fixed. They are just things that I'm gonna have to strengthen over time and to try to prevent any further injuries. With all of that, that was a lot. And then there's more. In my wrists, I was having some pain and also cold sensations in my hands and wrists and areas like that, and then the base of my neck. And so all of that could be just muscles on top of my nerves, or it could be my vertebrae are not aligned, and so they could be pinching some of those nerves. And then she threw out the possibility of having an autoimmune disease with my joint pain and things like that, and that I may have to adjust eating, and lots of possible diagnoses. And that all of that just kind of weighed on me, and that's when we had to pray. But the Lord is faithful and he's good, and I know that in him all things consist, and so I'm gonna be okay. And I was encouraged that as she was did some light adjustments on my L4 and L5, which is the vertebrae at the base of my back, that the tingling and the cold in my legs started to diminish. And so that was really encouraging and exciting, that just that light adjustment already made a difference that had been scaring me. It's just not fun to feel like your knees down go cold, and so to feel warmth in them again was really encouraging. And so she was excited about it, I was excited about it, but there's still more to come. And so I'll get x-rays on the entirety of my back soon, and she can go in and really know like what areas are good to adjust, what areas are weaker that she needs to be more careful with, and different things like that. I am anticipating just the goodness of God in this. I think the biggest thing that has weighed on me was the fact that she said that I would probably have to find another form of exercise besides running. That was really hard to hear. She was saying how the impact of running is really not advised for anyone. It's a high impact activity, but especially with the weakening of my thoracic vertebrae and the lower lumbar vertebrae. And so I was crushed when I heard that, and I know that that's her suggestion, and that that I'm sure I can do like light running here and there, but that was really hard to hear, because running is how I love to connect with the Lord. And it kind of was a flashback of just everything with the coronavirus, that just as I started to love my job as an RA and as a leader on campus, and it was taken away, now something that I really love is being taken away again. And it was just a reminder, one, to appreciate every moment. And that's what I got from when I had to go home from college, was that I just appreciated every moment of being an RA. And I have no regrets, and I can't complain about that. And I'm excited for next year. In the same way, I'm having to wrestle with the fact that I've loved every minute of connecting to God through running. And I know that he is omnipresent, he's omnipotent, and that he is not confined to my running. He's not confined to that connection with him, but he also is or can be in so many other arenas. And so I just get to discover how I can connect with him again in a different way. But that is a loss I'm having to grieve. Now, again, that's not that I can't ever run again, but to know that it is not the best for my body to do that as consistently as I have is a loss I have to grieve. And that's okay. It's okay to grieve loss. It's okay to be sad and to cry out to the Lord. David, half of his psalms are laments and cries to the Lord. He cries so much, he's like swimming in tears. And so it's okay to cry and it's okay to grieve. And so that's what I get to do with the Lord. And there is such thing as godly sorrow. And the Lord, he tells his disciples to be watchful and to not be sorrowful as whenever he's about to go on the cross, because their sorrow led to sleeping, but it wasn't sorrow rooted in the Lord. There is a such thing as godly sorrow, and that's a sorrow that comes in faith that he is who he says he is, and he's going to do what he said he's going to do, but it's okay to grieve the moment. And so that's what I'll be doing since running is so dear to me. But it is also a reminder and something I have to ask myself of, why was I running in the first place? Did I love the medium with which I connected to God more than I loved God? Because if I love God more than I love connecting with him through running, then I get to connect with him in a different way, whether that be walking, biking, swimming, whatever that is, that he is the same God as the God who ran with me. And that's what I get to hold on to. And so I hope you are encouraged that he is not limited to whatever we may be losing right now, whether that be we're missing a hug or we're missing sitting around a fire with people, or whatever that may be, that he is still God. And if it's connecting with him in Bible study in person in someone's house and we're missing that we can be encouraged. He is the same God in outside of the Bible study, that even if you're doing it over Zoom, he is still so real. If you have any other questions about what my appointment was like today, or what I might be thinking or praying through right now, please don't hesitate to ask. DM me on Instagram or comment below on maybe encouraging stories or testimonies you have of when you lost something and the Lord came through, or times when the Lord healed you. I'd love to hear those. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm dropping videos every Friday, and I'm excited to continue to update you guys on this journey of my chiropractor visits and what the Lord does with my back. Love you guys, and go living healthy, whole, and holy unto God's glory. Hey, so just finished some adjusting and I'm gonna need x-rays. And so, to be continued. It's really scary, but I'm so thankful for my chiropractor, because we prayed and just bind and cast out fear, because fear is not of God. And so I'm excited, I'm nervous, and it's gonna be good, but to be continued.